sir.
Good morning.
Thanks, sir.
You left the job in 2020
Yes, sir.
and since then you are preparing for IAS. Alright. So, what is exactly the profile of PwC? What kind of job it does?
Sir, while PwC offers a gamut of services,
And where this is incorporated in which country? It's not an Indian company.
sir, to United Kingdom.
It's a UK company. Yes.
Sir, while it offers a large gamut of advisory services, my role was primarily limited to the consulting part of it. And I got an opportunity to work with various projects, both in the private and the public sector. So, with your permission, if I can share one project. So, sir, for example, during COVID time, a retail client approached us for their problem in terms of their digital transformation and how they want to enhance a digital strategy so that they can both increase productivity within the company and better engage with the client. So we help them craft a digital strategy for the same.
Help whom?
So the retail client, Indian retail client.
Indian retail client.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Well, it looks pretty interesting to work with PwC or an ITN, and it's a good company to work with. Why did you continue?
Yes, sir. Sir, it was during the time only I got an opportunity to work with a government project and interact with civil servants on ground. And after interacting with them, I got to learn about the wide gamut of opportunities I can get to be a part of and also learn while in my career. So that's why I decided to switch.
Fair enough. You are from Bareilly.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the resemblance between Bareilly and Raebareli in terms of the name? Both are called Bareilly.
Yes, sir.
Have you thought about it?
Yes, sir. Sir, I read it online. So there are different origins of the names. Sir, Bareilly name from my district comes from Barail Dev, who was one of the king of Kadhiri Rajputs who used to rule there. And Barail Dev and Bas Dev, and hence Bas Bareilly was common. However, in Raebareli there was a different origin.
That's okay. What is the development map of Bareilly now? In which area the city is going?
The city is growing in three major areas. The first major area is food processing industry. Second is within the MSMEs there is Zari Zardozi. And third is the traditional bamboo industry and wooden furniture which is associated with it.
Under the One District One Product program, which product has been adopted from Bareilly?
So Zari Zardozi is adopted.
Zari
and Zardozi. Zari and Zardozi is adopted. And recently 2 more products are added, bamboo products and goldsmith products.
Lovely. Alright. You are a civil engineer. Alright?
Yes, sir.
And in civil engineering, just define what is green cement, which is being promoted as against the normal concrete cement.
Yes, sir. Sir, green cement is a cement. While manufacturing it, green electricity is used, and it is also being envisaged to create it using green hydrogen.
Okay. You are ready.
So you have been associated with some entrepreneurship development program. Can you explain us what was your experience in that?
Yes, sir. Sir, it has been one of the most fulfilling experience of my life. My role was to help startups both in the institute and also among the other colleges. So I was primarily associated with 2 flagship events. One was the Entrepreneurship Summit and second was a Eureka business model competition which we used to organize.
Okay.
The role was to help startup with both mentorship and guiding and opportunities.
So what type of startups were they? Which sectors were they involved in?
Sir, there were a wide gamut of sectors, ranging from fintech to SaaS, software as a service, and even in the social sector side also.
So what are the constraints that the entrepreneurs are facing in India? Can you cite some major constraints to your mind?
Sir, the recent major constraint is that of funding. There has been a funding challenge. Last year there was a drop of 70%. And sir, in general there is a challenge of, particularly in tier 3, tier 4 cities, there is a dearth of incubation center and funding opportunities. And sir, women entrepreneurs are also lacking as compared to opportunities which they get traditionally. So these are the traditional challenges.
Okay, but then we claim that we have the largest ecosystem of entrepreneurs, and we have the second largest something among the middle income or developing countries. So Is it only in terms of numbers that we portray this, or what is the reality on the ground? Do you have any
Yes, sir.
idea about what is happening on the ground?
Yes, sir. Sir, on the ground, it is limited right now to majorly tier 1 and tier 2 cities. For example, Mumbai Powai Valley is also referred as the Silicon Valley of Maharashtra region, then Bangalore and Gurugram. So in numbers, yes, we have made tremendous success. We have more than 110,000 startups registered with DPIIT. However, we need to do more, and we have a lot of potential with our large youth, and it will also generate employment opportunities.
With entrepreneur, there is another term which is called intrapreneur. What is the difference between the two?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the specifics. I'm really sorry. I will read about it.
Okay. And can you tell us something about the public-private partnerships that are emerging, and which is the sector that is attracting most of these?
Yes, sir. Sir, public-private partnership is envisaged to both gather funding and also to get in best-in-class practices. And the sector which is most emerging is the infrastructure sector.
And what is the advantage of a public-private partnership?
Yes, sir. Sir, advantage is that number one, private sector can also be a part of the growth story, and second is that both can collaborate in terms of best practices, be it technology or management practices, and third, risk sharing can be done on an optimal level.
Okay. And how is infrastructure defined officially? Do you have any idea what is the definition of infrastructure?
I'm sorry, I don't know the official definition, sir.
Okay. Have you heard of this harmonized master list of infrastructure sectors?
I'm sorry, are you referring to Gati Shakti, sir?
No. There is a harmonized master list in which infrastructure sector is defined and categorized.
No, sir, I will read about it.
It's okay. And have you heard of this term? It was widely in use about 2 years back. Twin balance sheet problem.
Yes, sir. Sir, twin balance sheet problem refers to problem both from the bank side and also from the industry side, which is taking the loan. So, if say industry defaults on the loan, then bank's balance sheet will also be affected. Hence, it is referred as a twin balance sheet problem.
Okay. Now, we often hear this: India is the fastest growing economy in the world. So, is this statement in itself sufficient to exemplify what India is doing?
Sir, I think that it is necessary but not sufficient. While we are fastest growing economy, there are also issues in terms of inequality and wage disparity. So we need to ensure that there is inclusive growth and all the sections, particularly the vulnerable section, grow. Poverty should be eliminated, and that we truly move towards a developed India, not only from an economic point of view, but also from a social and human capital point of view.
Okay. And lastly, since you are a student of mathematics, this Aadhaar number.
Yes, sir.
Aadhaar number, what type of a number is it? Is it a random number, or do you have any idea how is it generated?
No, sir, I have to read that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you studied in St. Francis Convent.
Yes, sir.
This St. Francis is a big name in Christian monastic order. Why is known for? What is his?
So Saint Francis was a saint from Assisi, Italy, and he has been known for his message of love and service, and seeking his larger message. A large number of groups, for example, Claris Sisters, started this education program, and for example, my school was associated with it.
But what was his love for which he is known for, generally?
Yes, sir.
Any
Sir,
special, to humans or anybody else?
Sir, most famous is love for animals, and also he dedicated his life for the poor and the vulnerable, and he used to live a very simple life.
Yes, St. Francis of Assisi, okay. Now, you also passed out from Woodrow School.
Yes, sir.
This name Woodrow, does it remind you of somebody?
Yes, sir. Sir, US President during First World War, Mr. Woodrow Wilson.
And what is he known for? What is his contribution?
Sir, he is known largely for two major things. One is the Woodrow Wilson's 14 points, which further led to creation of League of Nations and eventually to UN. And second is his reforms in public administration.
Yeah. See, you being a civil engineer, these days there is a lot of talk about ropeways. How ropeways are a better means of, say, travel or as compared to surface road transport. And can you cite some of the recent initiative by government for promoting ropeways?
Yes, sir. Sir, ropeways is considered much better. First, in the sense of ease of creating the infrastructure. Second is typical infrastructure projects like metro have a larger time of creation and also the space which they occupy and land acquisition problem. Ropeway does not have that. And recently, government has been planning. In fact, our Honorable Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, has mentioned that we can create it in Delhi also to decongest the city.
What is the name of the scheme which he has, and what is the size? Some idea about that?
I'm not able to recollect the specifics. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's Parvat Pariyojana. Okay. So now coming, what was your optional paper?
Sir, mathematics.
Mathematics. Okay, so recently one mathematician has been named as Padma Hussain. Can you remember? In the Republic Day honor.
No, I'm sorry, sir. I will read about him.
Okay, so what do you know about Shakuntala Devi?
Sir, Shakuntala Devi ji is referred to generally as the human computer, and she was very fast in doing calculation. And she also had contribution in various programs at ISRO also.
And any other mathematician which you find very extraordinary from India?
Sir, living mathematician?
You can even living or even dead.
Yes, sir, among those who have passed away, I really admire Sir Srinivas Ramanujan because of his general approach to mathematics. He regarded mathematics as language of universe and never espoused about mugging of formulas. So I was very inspired since my childhood when I read about him. And in recent times, there are a lot of mathematicians. There is an ITK professor, Manindra Agarwal ji, Mr. Manindra Agarwal, who formulated a formula to easily identify whether the large number is prime or not.
Okay. Now, this mathematics, how does it help background in mathematics, how it can help in civil administration?
Sir, I think that it can play a huge role. However, it can vary from service to service. And after training, one can better understand how to utilize it. But based on current knowledge, I think that there is a general base of leveraging data analytics. And second, there are specific applications. For example, linear programming, then matrices. They can also be used in policy making.
Right. And you have been involved with cultural events.
Yes, sir.
So, like, what kind of cultural event generally are organized in IIT?
So cultural events are organized at multiple levels, at inter-college level and also within the college at inter-hostel level. So I was associated with promoting the hostel culture and to ensure that students have a camaraderie within them and they also participate in these activities. And I used to also invite alumni to motivate our students, motivate my friends and students, and special workshops like resume making. So these were the events.
Okay, so it is not related to art, music, or painting, not that kind of activity.
Sir, those were also there. So those were part of a larger, for example, cultural fest which we organized. It was referred as Fantosh because of Hostel 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And may I ask you something about economy, like this tax GDP ratio of India? You know, how has been in the current year? I mean, whether it was good, bad, or very good. What do you say?
Yes, sir. Sir, as per the recent data, it was very good and it has been increasing, largely owing to increase in direct tax and GDP contribution. And also with GST also, we have seen a kind of stabilization after 6 years.
And our fiscal deficit target, are we going to exceed, or we are likely to meet what was projected in the budget?
Sir, as per estimates, it is projected that it might overshoot by 0.1%, but still we have to wait for the official data. It was projected to be 5.9, but some experts are saying that it might overshoot because of global challenges and inflation to 6%.
Fiscal deficit is largely made through market borrowing, but there are other sources also to meet fiscal deficit. Can you think of how Government of India uses other than market borrowing?
Yes, sir.
You have some idea?
Sir, other than market borrowing, internal resources can be generated. Asset monetization is one way. Second is within the public sector, you can ensure better efficiency. RBI also provides a surplus to the government.
That is taken care of.
Okay, sir.
The fiscal deficit comes after taking all these into account.
Okay.
But I am saying that one way is to borrow. But there are other avenues also, like for example, small saving.
Yes, sir.
Does it finance fiscal deficit to some extent?
I have to read the specifics,
Okay,
sir. I'm
it's
sorry,
okay.
sir.
Right. Yeah.
Soham is your name.
Yes,
What
sir.
does it mean?
So Soham is a Sanskrit word. It means non-dual. I am that.
Okay. Now you come from UP, and recently there was a mega event in Ayodhya. Some section of the society take it as celebration of civilizational insurgents, and some take it as exhibition of civilizational decay. What is your take?
Sir, my take is that it is an example of civilization insurgence because of our deep culture, deeply rooted in democracy and deeply rooted in inclusive growth, which is also termed as Ram Rajya. So I think that in that sense, it's a civilization insurgence.
And how does it going to help Indian economy?
Sir, it can help Indian economy through promotion of tourism and also to creation of more infrastructure projects.
You have known about Atal Bridge,
Yes,
Atal
sir.
Setu.
Yes, sir.
What are its characteristics?
Sir, it is currently the longest sea bridge. It is about 22 km long, and in terms of its characteristic, it is a beam bridge, and it is made using Japanese technology of orthotropic materials, and it is made to be.
Orthotropic materials means?
Sir, orthotropic is a specific special type of material where in the three directions the material properties vary so as to better handle the load and the thermal changes which happen in the environment. So it is considered to be much
So
better.
it is not made of concrete.
Sir, orthotropic material within concrete, you can vary the properties because it's a pre-engineered structure. So you create those slabs in the industry, in the factory, and then you directly assemble them on the ocean floor.
And what about the environmental concerns that has been taken care of while making it?
Yes, sir. So the major environmental concern was about the flamingos which were there in the nearby wetland. So it is ensured that noise pollution is minimum and also ensured that.
How do they minimize this noise pollution?
Sir, I'm not able to recollect. I'm sorry. I have to read in more detail.
Have
Yes.
they put some silencers?
Yes, sir. I think so. I will read about it.
Okay. Have you heard about Charkula dance? Charkula nation?
Charkula. Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, it's a folk dance of Uttar Pradesh.
Where it is? Where?
Sir, it is in Bridge. It's a bridge area.
It was recently in 26 January.
Yes.
It was. Okay. Have you heard about Sinoli chariot? Chariot of Sinoli.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, I have read that as part of IVC excavation. It has a large resemblance to whatever we have read in Mahabharata. So that corollary is often made.
That debunks your earlier relation.
Sir, I will have to read about the specifics, but I had watched an episode on Sunset TV where they are saying that yes, in some sense it is debunking that theory of Aryan invasion.
That's it. Now tell me about COP28. COP28 recently it was held in UAE. What are the takeaways from it?
So the takeaways can be assessed in the form of the new initiatives which were planned and implemented. For example, the loss and damage fund has been implemented. Second is in terms of adaptation also, we have taken measures to include that as part of the overall climate agenda. And third is in overall fossil fuels. Now all the fossil fuels have been asked to phase down, not only coal. How is
Now you tell me that our efforts to contain global temperature within 1.5 degrees centigrade after this industrial revolution. Do you think that it is achievable with our present efforts?
Sir, I think that it is achievable, but present efforts fall short of achieving that, and has been pointed out by the recent global stocktake that happened. So we need to do more than what we are doing, and there should be a global consensus, and there cannot be half-hearted efforts for the same.
Okay, last question. In Indian roads, you find many potholes. You are a civil engineer. So why is that? Why can't we take care of so much of it, technological advancement? Then we can't take care of potholes.
Sir, I think that the challenge is both from infrastructure point of view, as a civil engineer, and also from governance point of view. While there can be lapses in road construction, and there should be proper quality checks. However, from governance side, there can be challenge in terms of lack of funds and proper training. So a good match of both the things should take place to ensure that it is tackled.
What are rubberized roads?
Rubberized, sir. I will read
And why
about
is it necessary from climate point of view, climate change, how it can contain? Rubberized road has its contribution in reducing climate change.
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know about it.
You have not heard about rubberized road?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay, it's okay.
I can see you have opted only for 5-6 services. Why not others?
So, sir, in my last attempt, I have been allocated railway management service.
You are already in railway management service. Oh, that was not here in the okay. I was knowing that.
Sir,
All right,
yes.
okay. Now it's clear. So you have not reported for training in railway management?
No, sir. Sir, I'm on 1 year leave right now.
In any case, what will be the job profile if you were to join railway management service?
Sir, after the merger, it is envisaged that a railway management officer would be in charge of the overall railway operation, both from technical and non-technical side. So I'm talking to a few of my batchmates, and they are telling me that holistic training is being provided, both from a general perspective, say about accounts and traffic.
They are under training. Your friends are under training.
Yes, sir, I'm on 1 year leave. But,
But you are asking those friends who are already under training of
Yes, sir.
management service.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine, no problem. I am getting it. Why you have done that? I was not clear. You did the job of mentoring first year students at IIT.
Yes.
That is a pretty good job because they face lots of problems. Give a narrative of what you experienced during their problems, and how did you counsel them?
New authentication request.
Sir, the problems are largely of two types. One is how they can acclimatize better to the institute climate, and second is if they're suffering any stress or if there are any signs of depression. So I tackled both of them. I would like to share one incident where one of the student was feeling very low because of his marks being low, because of not being able to adjust to the English climate of the institute. He had given the exam in Hindi medium, so that was a major barrier. So I was able to talk to him and console him that it was a very genuine problem and it is not you who is to blame, and there can be proper measures which can be taken. So I asked him to coordinate with the department which provides English training, and I personally ensured that he registered there, and then he was able to improve his overall confidence and grades as well.
Good one. Now see, it's a very general problem that when a young guy enters IIT system, then he suddenly meets lots of peer pressure and high standards of education, and then many of them are not able to cope up with that.
Yes.
And some suicides are also being reported because of that. It's a common knowledge, right? So you did something as an individual, but what the institute is doing as a institutional thing for these people, because you have to take care of these people. Anything done by IT as such?
Yes, sir. IT has been taking a lot of measures at an institutional level.
Sorry, huh?
Yes, sir. So one is professors are being asked and have been made faculty advisors to track the academic performance and to gauge any deviation. Second is the director himself ensure constant meets with the students at formal and informal level. And in general, there is a culture to ensure that any type of stress or mental activity is being normalized and it is not treated as so-called psychological issue. And for that, a counseling center is also established within the premises.
All right. Your IFS is your second choice,
Yes, sir.
which is pretty high. Can you tell me what kind of FTAs India is presently negotiating with which country or areas?
Sir, we are negotiating with United Kingdom. Then with European Union also we are negotiating one. And then with Switzerland, we are separately negotiating under the EFTA.
Why we are negotiating separately under FTA when European Union is there already? Is there a difference?
Yes, sir. For Switzerland and other three countries, Liechtenstein, they are not part of the EU bloc. Yes.
They are not part of the EU bloc because of that. And what about India, Oman? Free trade. We are also negotiating with Oman also. You are not aware of it. India, Oman have a station country.
Yes, sir.
Oman.
So with GCC, we are negotiating one. I will read about it, sir, again.
That's fair enough.
Yes,
You know
sir.
quite well. What do you mean by the term axis of resistance, which is associated with Iran?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is commonly referred to the China-Iran axis of resistance.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry, sir.
You do not know. Name some other terror groups which are supported by Iran in West Asia, other than the Houthis which are in news.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, in Lebanon, there is Hezbollah. Then in Syria also there are proxy groups by the Shia Islamist groups. And then similarly in Iraq.
Iraq also. Okay. And not in Gaza. Hamas is not being helped by Iran.
Sir, yes, sir. Hamas is being helped. However, officially they don't claim to be of Shia origin.
No, they are not. Many are not of Shia origin. Still, Iran is helping them. Sunnis also they are helping.
Yes,
So long as they are part of the. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
that's fine. Fair enough. I think we have completed it. You can go. We'll call you back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
बैठो.
Thank you, sir.
क्या नंबर आया था पिछली बार इंटरव्यू दिए थे तो?
सर, पिछली बार थोड़े कम थे, 151 मार्क्स थे.
कारण क्या कुछ समझ में आया थी बात?
यस सर. सर, थोड़ा सा सवालों को टाइम लेके नहीं आंसर करा था एंड लार्जर स्टेक होल्डर्स को नहीं इंक्लूड करा था. काफ़ी सिचुएशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे.
लाइक
सर, लाइक देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन अराउंड एनिमल वेलफेयर एंड ह्यूमन वेलफेयर. तो हाउ कैन वी क्रिएट अ बैलेंस? Then there was a question around banking sector. So although the question was very broad, But in hindsight, I think that I should have involved a lot more stakeholders and should have been more calm while answering the questions.
पिछली बार तुम्हें IAS मिल जाता अगर तुमको 20-30 नंबर और आ जाते तो
जी सर।
कुछ anyway see nothing more to tell you because you have been through IAS interview boards, you know what it is there, how they ask and all. So last time will not be this time again. They may not ask you in banking sector animal welfare. So nothing to link with the last performance.
Animal welfare, was it a out of the cuff random question or did it originate from some?
So it was in news because of dog attacks.
Okay.
दूसरा लिंक होगा उस समय डॉग अटैक होगा तो हमने देखो अब वहाँ क्या पूछ देते हैं कोई पता नहीं इट्स वेरी सब्जेक्टिव अल्टीमेटली इट्स लॉटरी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे व्हाट काइंड ऑफ बोर्ड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन दे आस्क बट वी कैन ओनली ट्रेन यू वेयर एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस कैन बी आस्क्ड फ्रॉम यू सो वी हैव ट्राइड टू आस्क दोस क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम यू and the board is in one voice in agreement that you are a good personality and there is nothing we can suggest you to do except that keep doing what everyone does, read the newspapers. I tested you in foreign affairs because second choice is foreign affairs. Obviously रेलवे मैनेजमेंट में नहीं भी आपने ज्वाइन किया तो रेलवे पे आ जाएगा बात वो पूछना चाहेंगे जबरदस्ती although there is no point in asking you you have not done it but this is a trend.
Yes sir.
तो रेलवे पे अच्छे से तैयारी करके रहनी है आपको वाई रेलवे मैनेजमेंट सर्विस वाज स्टार्टेड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एंड ओवरऑल रेलवे का सिचुएशन क्या है उसके बारे में उससे तो आप ऑटोमेन से पूछेगा प्राइस वाटर हाउस पे भी आपको पूछेगा जो मैंने ही पूछ दिया आपसे उससे रिलेटेड पूछेगा आपको क्यों छोड़ा क्या करता है वगैरह वगैरह यू डिड वेरी वेल इन आंसरिंग दिस काउंसलिंग फर्स्ट ईयर मेंटरशिप दैट्स अ बिग इशू टुडे किसी का अगर ध्यान गया तो उस पर जरूर आएगा वो सवाल बट यू नो हाउ टू हैंडल इट I have tested you on that. That's all I have to say. Others can tell you something.
There is nothing specific. वही about infrastructure, it is critical. ये तुमने entrepreneurship ये भी सब लिखा हुआ है तो वो infrastructure में whatever is happening and be more specific because infrastructure is a very broad term.
जी सर।
You know उसमें if you can focus down or narrow down on something very specific like PPP कहाँ हो रहे हैं तो like road sector or something तो exactly कुछ ऐसे में आ जाओ तो that helps you more और एक जैसे उसमें you said referring to the minister so name the ministry rather than naming Nitin Gadkari if you say the minister of road transport and highways तो वो that is all
जी सर
है ना otherwise you are well up on all the facts तो वो अच्छा है
थैंक यू सर
तुमको कुछ पूछना चाहते हो तो बताओ if we can give you some tips.
No sir, not right now. Thank you sir.
कब है इंटरव्यू?
Sir, 1st of March.
Oh, far away.
Yes sir.
Keep the newspaper reading very very close.
Yes, sir.
Particularly about climate change and all aspects of how it is impacting your civil engineering
Yes, sir.
things. Like I asked about rubberized road,
Yes sir.
but this is being now used mainly to take care of the used tires because it's a pollutant, used tires. So where to use it? So that is going to help your potholes and all those things, take care of those potholes. And then it can also minimize the means of pollution,
Yes sir.
rubberized road.
Not only rubberized roads but green city, green building, साथ जितना भी green है जो आ रहा है वो civil engineering से related है. तो second thing is all these accidents which are taking civil engineering वाला चाहे वो उत्तराखंड का हो कहीं हो where things are going wrong or not. वो सब चीजों को ध्यान से रखना.
जी सर।
और न्यूज़पेपर ढंग से पढ़ते रहो क्या क्या न्यूज़ में आ रहा है क्या हो रहा है उसके बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा तैयारी करने की जरूरत नहीं डोंट गो इन द ओवरड्राइव इट वोंट हेल्प यू टू मच ऑफ लर्निंग एंड नॉलेज otherwise everything is fine your projection of personality and engagement is at the right level
Knowledge base is very good, so you should not worry.
Thank you sir.
nothing much to improve just keep steady
जी सर।
okay all the best god bless you
तो वैसे अभी तुम कहाँ से हो नेटिव ऑफ बरेली
Yes sir.
सो वहीं पे पूरा इंसेस्ट्रली वहीं से हो
नहीं सर सर वैसे हम मारवाड़ी हैं सो माय फोरफादर माइग्रेटेड टू
Okay,
बरेली यस सर
नहीं वो मैंने कहा तेबरीवाल हमको
Yes,
समझ
sir.
में नहीं आया कहाँ से
मारवाड़ी
ओके ऑल द बेस्ट
थैंक यू सो मच सर
ऑल द बेस्ट ये बटन खोलने बंद करने का सिलसिला छोड़ दो
Okay, sir.
यूपीएससी में सब कोई रिक्वायर्ड नहीं होता यू मस्ट हैव सीन दे आर वेरी कैजुअल अबाउट सच थिंग्स
ओके सर
बंद करके जाओ या खोल के जाओ कोई कर लो इस एक्सरसाइज में मत लगो
ठीक है सर
इट इज टोटली रिडंडेंट
ओके सर
फॉर द यूपीएससी बोर्ड इज रिडंडेंट
ओके सर थैंक यू सो मच थैंक यू अगेन सर
बेस्ट ऑफ लक